And as I speak now, I invite you to close the eyes, sitting easily and comfortably. So let's just take a minute and acknowledge the body that we're living inside of. If and when the mind flares up and you notice that your awareness is once again absorbed in a particular thought or a particular image or idea, let's include that as part of the meditation rather than the belief that the mind is getting in the way of the meditation. So we're going to favor the body with our awareness, but we're actually going to let the mind be. If the mind wants to join the party, we allow it to be, but it's not the focus or the theme of this party. The mind will come and go as it chooses, and we're going to take the stance and the orientation of being with and as the body. So moving away from the mind and into the body, we're going to start with 3 deep inhales through the nose, allowing the abdomen to expand like a balloon, holding as long as comfortable prior to reaching discomfort, holding as long as comfortable on the inhale, and then exhaling through the nose slowly. And our intention is for the exhale to be substantially longer than the inhale. Let the body guide the breathing and let the mind relax. So let's take a moment and practice 3 deep inhales and exhales. Good. Now we're going to scan the physical body. And I'd like you to locate the most dominant sensation you can detect. If there is a center point of tension, of physical pain, of contraction, of density, I'd like you to scan your body and let your attention rest at that point of contraction. And our objective here is to move into the feeling with our awareness as if we're shining a light and being with that sensation exactly as it is, without overthinking it, without trying to change it, without trying to move it away, without distracting from it. We're actually moving into the physical feeling exactly as it is. So now that you've located that feeling in the body, I invite you to move into it with your attention and simply rest with it for a moment. For myself, I noticed that my body asks me to breathe periodically, in some cases taking a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Please honor that invitation from your body to breathe into it. This is the body's way of processing and releasing now that we've actually slowed down enough to offer the attention to the body. And continue to rest your awareness onto that physical sensation, as if you are the loving parent. You're the warm, loving embrace of the attention, and that physical stress, that physical pain, that tension, we can treat it as a child that is momentarily upset. Somewhere in the body we're having a little bit of a temper tantrum, and that child is simply asking for our awareness. It simply wants to be held. And so that's what we're going to be doing with our loving attention. We're going to hold that physical sensation in our awareness. Nothing to change, nothing to control. Simply being present for the child. Let's take another minute or two to continue being with that physical sensation. It's such a beautiful thing to be present for the body. And in our presence, we're really honoring what's going on in the body. When we ignore something, it tends to take its own course. It acts up. And if it's relevant for us, we're going to experience some pain or discomfort in that which is meant for us to look at. And so physical pain or tension or stress in the body is simply an invitation for us to look at it, to be present with it, to move into it. And oftentimes the more that we neglect some aspect of the body, the more it's going to start calling for us in the form of physical sensation and pain and discomfort. So now let's relax our awareness from that particular point in the body and move back into 3 deep inhales and exhales, connecting the mind and consciousness to the breath as a gateway into the body. So let's practice 3 deep inhales and exhales, holding as long as comfortable on each. Now, for this portion of the guided meditation, I'm going to be directing your awareness within different aspects and parts of the body. And we're going to have small intervals between each body part. During those intervals, simply allow your attention to rest upon and feel within that aspect of the body. Again, we want to move away from thinking and into the feeling aspect of the body part. So it's as if we're feeling the body from the inside out, really getting in touch with the sensation of that body part, rather than intellectualizing the body part. And again, this is the bridge between consciousness and the body, moving into the feeling with our awareness. And so as I name each body part, your job is simply to feel into it, allowing it to be exactly as it is, adopting a neutral attitude, and simply being present for the sensation without trying to control it or change it. You may find that the sensation does change as you offer it your attention, in which case we go with the changes, we acknowledge the changes, and we continue feeling the sensation. I'm going to allow for about 30 seconds on each body part. And we're going to start by feeling the top of the head, sometimes referred to as the Crown Chakra. And if at any point you recognize that your awareness is entangled within thoughts, within the mind, simply notice that and then consciously shift back into the physical sensation of that point in the body. Now we're going to shift our attention to the space between the eyebrows sometimes referred to as the third eye or the pineal gland. And let us rest our attention on the space between the eyebrows, simply being with that part of the body without trying to change or control anything. Now we're going to shift our attention, moving downward to the bridge of the nose. We're going to rest our attention on the bridge of the nose, where the breath is naturally entering and exiting. And on this body point, I invite you to feel the sensation on the breath as it glides in and out of the nostrils. Again, nothing to change or control, simply witnessing the body from this point. Moving downward, we're going to rest our attention on the throat. At the base of the Adam apple, at the top of the sternum. Simply rest our attention. Feel the feeling of the throat, being present for that part of the body. other dominant thoughts come up or emotions come up or other body sensations, we simply acknowledge them. We do not resist them. We do not push them away. We simply acknowledge their existence. Just as the body is asking for acknowledgement, so are the things that are being released. And it is a common phenomenon for release to occur when we begin to pay attention to that which we've been neglecting. So without latching onto them, without grasping, we acknowledge what comes up in this space, continuing with the orientation of the specific body part. Now we're going to move down to the center of the chest, where the tops of the rib cages conjoin. So a little below the center of the chest, in that soft space where the tops of the rib cages come together. This is the simplicity of being with the body, resting with the body. In all sorts of moments during the day, we're resting. But in this experience, we're actually resting with the body and as the body. It's a different quality of rest. It's a different orientation for our consciousness. And moving on downward, we're going to rest our attention on the navel. We can actually rest our attention as if behind the belly button. So we want to continue our internal orientation, letting the attention rest slightly behind the belly button. Allow the abdomen to do what it does, feeling the sensation of rising and falling, simply being with the stomach, the abdomen, and the navel, very gently and easily. Now I invite you to shift the attention to the base of the spine. shifting back towards the spine, we want our attention to rest at the base of the spine. Really allow the lower back and the buttocks and the hips and the upper legs to release. And really allow yourself to sit in a surrendered, let go state. And let's give our attention to the base of the spine. Continuing downward, let's rest our attention on the genitals and the reproductive organs. Simply moving into the feeling of the reproductive organs. How often are we thinking about them rather than simply feeling them? What do they feel like? So we're going to move into the feeling with our loving awareness. And now for our final body point, we're going to allow the tension to rest in and as the feet. So we're shifting our attention into the feet, feeling the sensations that are present, whatever those may be, and simply being with the energy of the feet. Now let's relax our attention from the focal point of the feet and simply rest as the whole body energy field for a moment. One thing that came up for me personally is a sense of love and appreciation for my body as an extension of myself. What came up for me is a sense of compassion and a renewed sense of presence to the importance of connecting to my body and continuing that conscious relationship. And it is my wish and my desire that you use this meditation as a launching pad to establish and cultivate a beautiful relationship with your body, both inside and outside of meditation practice. So let's take a moment and acknowledge ourselves for taking this time of self-care and self-healing, and really moving into the body, an aspect of the self that's so often overlooked and yet so often asking for our loving attention. It's been an honor and a joy to guide you onto this experience today, and I look forward to experiencing with you on different modules. This was the Body Awareness Meditation. Thank you.